this video, I'm going to share with you a lot of rather interesting findings on kefir. And you can find kefir at like Aldi for like $3, which is or maybe $5, which is cost effective when it comes to the immense health benefits of kefir. So basically, the first one is that it can be combined with fasting, and this increases OT and MRP2 transporters. So basically, they are multi-drug resistant associated protein 2. They are transport proteins in the gut that handle absorption and efflux of nutrients, drugs, and metabolites. So basically, that means that a kefir can help your stomach better absorb nutrients from like your supplements. Also, kefir is a fermented dairy-rich product and rich in bioactive peptides. Fasting may also upregulate some transporters as a compensatory mechanism to maximize nutrient absorption when food becomes available. And then combining kefir with fasting could potentially improve transporter function, enhancing bioavailability of certain compounds, which could also mean that kefir combined with a lot of other foods that have their own compounds would actually be like an immense synergistic effect if kefir was combined with those foods. Another major benefit of kefir is that it also it increases your chances of being able to process urolithin A from pomegranates. So basically, elagitannins in pomegranate are metabolized by gut microbiota into urolithin A. So a kefir increases that gut microbiota so that the urolithin A can be metabolized. Urolithin A also has a mitophagy enhancing effects, essentially recycling damaged mitochondria, leading to better muscle function and recovery. So in other words, kefir is also good for you if you're a bodybuilder, if you work out, or if you're looking to getting into working out. So basically, the ability to produce urolithin A depends heavily on your gut microbiome. But not everyone can efficiently convert elagitannins into urolithin A. I'm not sure why. It could be because different people have different gut biome strains or gut biome compositions, which is why some can metabolize urolithin A and some can't. But that's why it's a good idea to maybe take some kefir to help out with that. So another major benefit of kefir is that it impacts the gut villi, or an overall intestinal health. So kefir has strains like lactobacillus, lactococcus, leoconostoc, and Saccharomyces. So the role of villi is they increase surface area for nutrient absorption. Now, a lot of things can decrease villi, like I think fasting, also gluten. So if your gut villi is reduced, then that means you're going to be nutrient deficient, because the villi increases the surface area for nutrient absorption. So basically, villi are like these tiny finger-like projections that line the small intestine. So basically, damage to villi from infections, inflammation can impair nutrient uptake. So inflammation, like glucose. So if you take a lot of sugars, like junk food, a lot of candies and chocolates and stuff, then you're probably damaging your villi. So kefir would be a good thing to take to support your villi. So basically, kefir's microbes help balance gut microbiota, reducing harmful bacteria that can damage villi. Kefir is also anti-inflammatory because kefir strains and compounds reduce inflammation, which means that the gut villi is protected. Also, kefir is also important for your mucosal barrier support, because if that mucosa is weak, the junctions open, and then gram-negative bacteria called lipopolysaccharides starts to leak out into the stomach, which is really bad because that can lead to more inflammation, even cancer risk. So it's important to keep that mucosal barrier in the stomach tight, and kefir can help with that because kefir increases the production of tight junction proteins, which is occludin and claudin. So that those proteins are responsible for keeping the mucosal barrier tight. Also, kefir lactose, easing the stress on intestinal villi. So lactose can degrade villi. So if you're eating a lot of milk, dairy products, so that's going to degrade your villi. Also, kefir also ferments fibers to produce short-chain fatty acids. So SCFAs in short. So those also fuel your gut villi, and also even regenerates the villi. So if you've had let's say you have a villi, your villi is damaged from years of junk, right? I don't know how long you might have been eating junk. Kefir, the short chain fatty acids produced by kefir can help regenerate the villi. And it's cheap. It's only $5. You can find that at Aldi, or maybe even I've seen it at other stores too. So that's a lot of bang for your buck. Like $3 to $5 for a bottle of kefir, and you're getting so much benefit as compared to $15-20 at McDonald's, and you get no benefit. So the kefir would beat junk food any day. Also, if you're lactose intolerant, non-dairy kefir like coconut water or almond-based can still provide some probiotic benefits. So some of the strains in kefir would be like Lactobacillus kefiri, Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus paracassae, Lactobacillus brevis, Lactobacillus helveticus. But the strain composition can vary by region and kefir grain source. So this might explain why some people have a different gut bacteria compositions, which affects their ability to be able to process urolithin A. So yeah, you might have to check your regions to see what kind of kefirs they have. Also, kefir is also good to increase copper absorption because the copper is important, so that to prevent cancer, because the copper needs to increase the lyase, so that basically that tightens the extracellular matrix to keep the cancer locked in, to keep it in there from leaking out and metastasizing, or to stop cancer from trying to get in there, to keep them outside of the ECM, so that the immune cells have an easier time of attacking them. So kefir helps with that by helping copper absorb. So basically, kefir helps keep the gut lining tight with the occludin claudin proteins to improve the mineral absorption, so that the copper can absorb. So that's why the kefir can be synergistic with many types of foods, like let's say pecans. Pecans have copper. Hazelnuts have copper. So by combining kefir with those foods, you can increase your cancer protection. I have way too much to talk about, but it's beyond the scope of this video, so I'll have to include it in other videos to come. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.